Ooh, what's going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of Matt's Rad Show. We're hanging out in Minneapolis at a neon sign maker shop. His name's Matt Thompson. He's still in the game making neon signs. We're gonna learn all about him, take a look at his shop. It's gonna be a cool episode, guys. Thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna see if I can't bend this glass here. Oh.
Neon. The word itself brings to mind something different for everybody. There's something about a bright, flashing light that attracts us to it. I think we're all naturally attracted to light beaming out from dark places. For over 100 years, neon signs have been doing just that. They've managed to capture our attention and encourage us to stay here, or to let us know that a place is open, or that there's a vacancy, or that they have beer. They remind us anything from Jesus saves to the fact that this establishment has nude girls. I suppose it's up to us on how we use this tool, but one thing is for sure, light has always been calling out to us, and we've always been attracted to it. And I've always been fascinated with neon signs. How are they made? How do they get the different colors to shine through? How long have they been around? So I found a place today, nestled in an old warehouse on the east side of Minneapolis, to talk with a true craftsman of the art form. He's been working with neon for 30 years. There's very few craftsmen practicing this art form nowadays. With the growing popularity of LED lights, this art form could eventually become a thing of the past. I hope that's not the case. So join me today as we explore a hidden treasure in the heart of Minneapolis. Welcome to this episode of Matt's Rad Show.
This episode of Matt's Rad Show, you are going to be glad you stopped by to watch this episode. We are hanging out with a guy named Matt Thompson today. He makes his own neon signs. He's still in the game making neon signs. Not many people do that. He's got his own shop right here in Minneapolis, St. Paul. This is going to be a fun episode, you guys. Come with me on this episode of Matt's Rad Show. Oh my gosh. This is a magical, wonderful land of light, joy. Neon lights everywhere. You've got the old Sputnik lights, the old classic Sputnik lights. You never see those anywhere anymore. I wonder how many neon signs he's got in here. I'm surrounded by old school neon signs. This is like how I would want the Matt Cave to be. Instead of all my little dinky Christmas lights and stuff, I would love a bunch of neon signs like this, you guys. This place is so amazing. These old Sputnik signs, you guys, these old signs that were, I don't even know what year they're from. They're probably from the 50s, maybe even earlier. He's found a lot of those and he's restored them a little bit. It's a museum, it's a working shop. Look at this guy, he's got like a guy climbing a rope here. A literal neon light, like a dude's climbing a rope. This place is so amazing. This place is so cool. This old school Conoco signs, Sputnik signs. Think of all the different companies, all the different road signs, all the different highways that all of these signs used to be on. How many people saw one of these signs and thought, yeah, I'll go for a beer. Or saw one of these signs and thought, oh, all right, cool, they still have a bed. I can stay there for the night. Or this place is open or this place is closed. There's something about a neon sign that I've just always loved. Maybe you've noticed on Matt's Rad Show, I've started to use neon sign type graphics in my show a little bit every once in a while on some episodes. It's because I just love neon signs. It's crazy to think that the whole LED industry is almost going to make these neon signs obsolete, but I don't think so, because there's something about a neon sign that's only going to be a neon sign. I can't believe this place exists. It's in this old, factory where all these guys, they do their work, they just do their craft and create all kinds of stuff for different companies and stuff. This company in particular creates old school neon signs. This guy is one of the few left in the country that do this type of work. I think he said there's like 4, maybe 5 people in the state of Minnesota that do this kind of work. It's pretty amazing, dude. So we're gonna talk to this guy and check it out and see how it goes. So you essentially just kind of weld in the 2 pieces of glasses together,
yep.
huh?
I've got a cork in one end, in the far end, and a blow hose on this end.
All right.
When I bend the glass, I have to give a little puff of air or it will collapse on itself.
Okay.
We use gravity to shape the bends. I'm going to do a 90-degree bend with this, and I'm going to let gravity help shape it. Cool. So this is a 100-year-old technology. This is like Model T type of technology.
Mm-hmm. How long have they been making neon signs for?
In the United States, they came in the 1920s.
1920s, okay.
They were made in different forms over in Europe for probably 10 to 20 years before that.
Mm-hmm.
Different types of gaseous tubes and Geisler tubes. But for advertising signs in the U.S., mid to late 1920s.
Okay.
And nothing's really changed.
Make them the same way.
Yeah. The materials are a little more refined, the processing equipment is a little more refined, but in general, the basic principles of neon are still the same.
Okay. What is that then?
We're just making basically crude light bulbs. We bend the glass to a shape. We attach these electrodes. The electrodes are a metal shell that allow the electricity to flow through the tube. The electricity actually flows through the tube, illuminating the gas, so it excites the gas molecules inside, which puts off light fusion.
Okay. So how many people like this would you say there are in the industry making signs, neon signs?
In the state of Minnesota, there's about 5.5 million people, and I think there's about 5 of us left.
Wow.
Maybe 4 to 5 that do it on a daily basis. Maybe 4.
Wow.
A couple people probably with hobby shops in their houses or their garages, but not as many. There used to be a lot.
Yeah.
But the LED lights really changed that whole thing. We used to use neon for backlighting of all commercial signage, and now neon is used very rarely for backlighting of commercial signage.
Okay.
99% LEDs.
Really?
Where it used to be nearly 100% neon.
Right. So is that kind of hurting the industry then, or?
Well, it just, what it did is it got, there's a lot of people that don't do it anymore, but the people that are left in the industry have more interesting work to do because we don't have to do just the basic commercial backlighting work anymore.
Sure.
So the jobs are more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It up really hot, so we have to put a piece of brass screen over our pattern. Because I'm going to lay the glass on top of this pattern, and if I didn't, it would catch the pattern on fire.
Okay.
So, real basic, old-fashioned technology once again.
Yeah. How long does it take you to make a good size sign? Like one of these here maybe, or?
Like something big like this, for instance, is,
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of design time, CNC routed, then graphic printed and applied, and all the glass bent. That's probably 5 days of. We do a lot of the metal work too. So a lot of these signs you see are from the 1930s through the 1950s.
Okay.
And they come in different. They're either flat panels, so we have to fabricate a metal enclosure for them, and all wiring and install transformers and wire them up.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we just do the glass work. So
Okay.
It's just all, it's a very slow,
Yeah.
old-fashioned process.
Yeah, it's amazing. So many beer signs. Alright guys, we are in luck. We're gonna go up this old school rickety staircase. It's actually pretty sturdy, it's just really steep. Try not to break anything. Get a view of the shop from up top. Hey Spidey. Spider-Man's up here too, hanging out. Just a supply loft, if you will, up here at the top of the shop. And now you can get a layout of the scene. You can look the entire shop. This is cool. I feel like I just stumbled into a treasure chest of awesomeness. So cool.
Pull it on a strong vacuum for about 5 minutes. Then isolate the vacuum and backfill it with either red, which is neon gas, or blue, which is argon gas. And the way you achieve your colors, it's a combination of two things. One of the two gases and one of many different phosphor-coated tubes. So you get your color through a combination of phosphor coating and one of the two gases. A lot of these appear to be white in the coatings, but when you energize them, you can see like that's actually turquoise.
Oh, okay.
So I'm holding this UV light, it's activating the phosphors and they're glowing, so the actual color of that is turquoise when it would be lit.
Oh, okay.
And there's some whites, there's some purples and blues.
Green.
So those are the phosphorus coatings on the inside of the tubes.
Okay.
So in this clear piece of neon right here, clear piece of glass, I can get reddish orange, which is straight neon, or ice blue, which is argon with mercury vapor. So you would choose your base gas and your phosphor-coated tube will give you determine your final color.
Okay. So you're really just using two colors,
right?
As far as gas goes, then you get all the other colors with the different tints and all the glass and everything.
Yep. So there's only two colors. There's only two gases that we use. For artistic purposes, sometimes like that plasma art over there, that's krypton. But we don't use xenon or krypton in commercial signage. It's only neon and argon.
Okay.
And the base gas filters through the phosphor coating, activating the phosphors, and that's why they glow that color.
Cool. Now how come they don't use krypton then?
It's just not a very bright color.
Okay. Which one is krypton then?
That wiggly one, that plasma art.
Oh, that's krypton. Okay. They're called Sputnik signs, right?
Yeah.
Where'd those come from?
Those were, a couple of them were in my buddy's garage.
Really?
They've been in a state of disrepair for about 20 years.
Okay.
But we got them and just restored them. There's a couple, one from St. Paul that I know of, one from Chicago, and the other ones, I'm not really sure where they came from.
Okay. There's not too many of those left out there.
No, happy to find them though.
Yeah.
They're pretty hard to come by.
I think the only one I've actually seen is like, as you're heading towards Mankato, there's like a old strip mall down in that area.
Bowling alley down there.
Yeah.
With it's called a rotosphere. So that actually used to rotate on an axis point.
Okay.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
That one is hopefully someday going to get restored, but right now the bowling alley is kind of out of business. Sputniks were used as an add-on. So say if you had Matt's Car Wash, big sign, and you wanted to attract more attention, you put a pole in the ground and put a Sputnik above it there, because they were called attention getters, or Sputniks, because they resembled the Russian satellite, the Sputnik. So mostly they're called attention getters, and that's what their job was. There was just some crazy, in the atomic era of design, some type of element to catch your eye and make you look at their sign. So they were commercially available through sign companies, all around the U.S. And they're fiberglass construction. There's not many of them that survive.
And nobody's making them anymore, huh?
Nope, nobody's making them. This one up here is a really early version of an attention getter. That was probably on a carnival ride.
Okay.
And that might have gone, that's pre-neon, that's probably teens or 20s, something like that.
Okay.
That's a pretty old one. Yeah, anything, light bulb arrows, Sputniks, that kind of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Can't get enough. So if you got some, bring it to me.
Very good.
We got room. Doesn't look like it, but we'll make room for it. For instance, there's that Shell Aviation sign came off of an airport that's down by Cannon Falls, Minnesota, where they used to train glider pilots.
Okay.
Airplane pilots for the World War II effort. So that's got a good, I can't remember the name of it, Stanton Airfield or something like that.
Okay.
That's got some good collectability, local. And a lot of these signs you see from Grain Belt were manufactured here in Minneapolis, probably 1940s era. Some of the sign company, Pam's Beer, was done by Lawrence Sign Company out of St. Paul. Hoffman Signs is still in business to this day, making signs. So it's like a third generation sign business. Those signs date back to the 1940s. And this was a network of different collectors. A Pabst sign came in. Dalkey's Beer came from a guy in downtown Minneapolis. Dalkey's Beer was a brewery in Wisconsin that was open for a very short amount of time. They only made about 10 signs. I get a real honest kick out of preserving history and helping people preserve history for their own family collections. And taking these things in and restoring them and sending them back out into the world it's pretty cool to do for people. Everybody is pretty excited when they come pick up their finished projects.
So amazing that there's just this little jewel of a place hidden within the cities. Guy creating this type of artwork that starts here in the dark, if you will, creates it, goes out there, and it lights up the night. What's really interesting to think about too is that now that I've seen how he kind of creates these things, it's that every neon sign you see out there, you know that somebody's hands created that. That wasn't a machine, but like there was a person blowing air into it, molding it and shaping it. That's cool. That's cool. There's not too many craftsmen like that anymore out there. Everything's made by machines, but these old school neon signs, man. There's no faking a neon sign. They have life. They have life and breath in them. The guy literally, when he's making these signs, breathes into the tubing. As he's melting it together, he breathes into the tubing, he said, to keep it from collapsing. Which is amazing to think that as this guy is crafting these things, he's doing his art form, that basically he's breathing himself into his work. Like, how cool is that? Like, this is a true artist here, man. This guy is super cool. I'm really enjoying checking this shop out, you guys. I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I can share it with you. Do the neon signs have like a ballast on them or anything, like a fluorescent? Or?
Yeah, it's like a high voltage transformer. Neon requires high voltage power.
Okay.
So they're step-up transformers. You feed it 120 volt and it puts out high voltage, 30 milliamps, anywhere from 2,000 to 15,000 volts at 30 milliamps.
Oh yes.
That's a fair amount of electricity.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful possibility of electrocution when working with old-fashioned neon signs.
Yeah.
This is a 12,000 volt power supply.
Yikes. Whoa, that's a heck of an arc.
Yep. So, when dealing with handling neon signs and installing them, it's really important to do it properly with the proper wire and equipment, connectors, etc.
Wow.
That's a lot of juice.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Back in the old days, we used to light our cigarettes off of that.
Seriously?
Just to be
Just because you can.
Yeah. So this is a process called bombarding or processing. This is a vacuum system. It's called a manifold. It has neon gas and argon gas in these glass bulbs. It's a pressurized vacuum system. What we're doing is we hook the neon tube up to it, and now I am running high voltage electricity through the tube to create heat. Basically, we have a sealed glass tube under a vacuum with atmosphere in there. We're running such an amount of high voltage through it, we're going to burn the atmosphere. So basically burning air to create heat to sterilize the inside of the tube. It would be similar to heating water to sterilize silverware. We're heating the inside of the glass to vaporize all the impurities, and we're going to clean out that glass with heat all the way to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So what you see in the different colors are different things. It could be moisture or dust. It's turning into a vapor. And once I get it up to the temperature zone I want, I'll open the vacuum gate and evacuate all the impurities that are inside the tube.
Okay.
The better we do this process, the longer the tube will live.
Okay.
The fundamentals of this process are still the same as they were 100 years ago, except the valves are higher quality and the vacuum pumps are higher quality, but the concept and the principles are still the same.
So is there a kind of an art form to doing this?
Yeah, it's like a massage. You got to massage it along. Every tube reacts differently.
Oh, okay.
They might have moisture in them from being in storage for years, or they might be dirty. They're all different. So I'm right about where I want to be. The electrode shells are bright red. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop that process and open the vacuum gate. So anything that's in that tube is now sucking all the way through this system and into the vacuum pump.
Okay.
And we have an inline that's like a turbocharger to help evacuate the matter out of the tube as quick as possible so it doesn't start sticking to the inner glass walls again. And as the vacuum goes lower and lower, it'll just keep still plucking little pieces out and molecular state, just suck it all down. The more of that crap you get out, the cleaner the environment for the noble gas that you put back in.
And the brighter it glows, or the longer it lasts?
Yeah, just the better quality and the longer it lasts, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Now that's got to sit there for a while, and then we'll come back to it. Vacuum for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's going to be down in the range where we want it. So I'm going to isolate the vacuum, keeping in mind this whole system is at a negative, it's at a vacuum. So now I'm going to open the flask that contains the neon gas, and it's going to suck the gas out and into the tube because the tube's in a vacuum. Every tube diameter has its own filling pressure, so I'm going to activate this liquid gauge. It's going to tell me how much pressure is flowing in. It's all invisible, you can't see it.
Okay.
Fire it.
Oh, wow.
There we go. So that's clear glass with straight neon gas.
Wow.
So you heat it, it collapses, give a little stretch. Okay, so right now it's disconnected. So I'm going to heat this up, and once again the tube is under a vacuum, so the walls of the tubulation will melt together, sealing it off basically. You can see it happening right now. I'll heat it, I'll stretch it. And there you go, it's all sealed off.
All sealed off.
We'll light it up, see how it looks.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it'll come up in a couple seconds up to full color.
Okay, so I see. Once it heats up a little bit, it'll change from that.
This is called the aging in or the burning in. So we let it run for a little while here just to monitor it, make sure there's no cracks or something doesn't look good with the gas fill. adjustable length plane.
Okay.
So if I want to measure out a certain amount for a curve, like if you look on the lady, there's got a curved tubing.
Yeah.
We use this adjustable length plane for that.
Okay.
This allows me to heat up 16 inches of material all at once, or less. You can see how gravity, so you work with gravity to form your curves. Gravity's going to win. You got to step away and
cool.
just a little piece of funk.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, now it's your turn.
Cool. I don't know what I just made.
Funky, man.
This is awesome. This is really fun.
You can take them with you as souvenirs.
Okay. Cool. Any other suggestions what I could do?
Hold it up next to the other one. Let's see how they match up.
Okay. I think you're the master craftsman here at this.
It's close, though. You came in a close second.
Second out of 2 people we're doing it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Awesome, man. Thanks for showing me the craft a little bit.
First, the creator takes a simple glass tube. Then he starts a fire hot enough to melt the tube. He places the tube over the fire and bends it to his will. Once the proper shape is formed, the impurities from the inside of the tube are taken out. The atmosphere inside the tube is then replaced with gas. Finally, an electrical charge is applied, and then light, using the same techniques from over 100 years ago. So let the light shine. Let it shine from East Minneapolis to any hotel, gas station, gathering place, and business you come across. And let it shine from within you and me. Thanks for watching this episode of Matt's Rad Show. Neon.
All right. I'll come and say a proper goodbye. Want to say thank you to Matt Thompson.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
Fun visit.
This was really cool. Thanks for teaching me the artwork. I got a ways to go before I'm anywhere close to working glass like this guy.
a bit of work ahead of him, but yeah, he'll make it.
We'll make it, yeah.
Just takes time.
It takes time. So if you guys need some neon signs, you guys know where to go now. And
Come on down.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough for showing me everything and letting me know how it's done. And really cool. Cool to know there's still guys like you doing their craft, making this stuff by hand. It's
Doing it. The keepers of the light.
That's right, keepers of the light. Awesome, man. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. All right, let's go out this door right here. Drive safe.
All right, buddy, you too.
And here we are, back out in the blandness of this random hallway. You never know that right between those doors in this amazing little spot is a shop for the ages. All right, I got my stuff here. It's a big storm coming in Minnesota, so I gotta get home now. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this episode and learning all about light. What a cool freaking episode this turned out to be. Well, that's all I got, guys. Okay, bye.